This is a third stimulus check update with the Senate passing the stimulus bill on Saturday. Now it's up to the House to pass it and the President to sign off on it. So in this video, I'm going to go over the timeline of when you could finally expect to get your $1,400 stimulus check. I'll go over delivery dates of when you could expect to get direct deposit, paper check, among a few other dates to be aware of. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. I hope you're having a great day so far. Before we get started, I just want to apologize for taking so many days off. I was severely under the weather. I couldn't get out of bed, could barely open my eyes. I didn't eat for 4 days straight in a row, nothing. It was a really bad situation, and I'm sorry for not giving you daily updates. I did put out a community post on my community tab, letting some of you know what was going on with me with my situation. But I'm feeling a little better, not 100%, but I'm going to try my best. So I apologize if my energy and flow isn't the same in this video, but I think probably the next day or so I should be back to normal. So the Senate passed the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill on Saturday, and it was a little different than the House version. Mainly two differences, technically three. So the first one was that the minimum wage. We all knew that that wasn't going to pass the Senate, so we'll just put that one aside. The two major differences are going to be stimulus checks. Less people are going to receive the stimulus checks because of changes made to the Senate version. So with the Senate bill, families earning less than $160,000 a year and individuals earning less than $80,000 a year will qualify. Anything above, it's going to be a really fast phase out compared to the House version of the bill. And then for unemployment, it's going to remain at $300 per week instead of $400 per week, which was in the House version. And also, that's going to go until September 6th. And then it's going to make the first $10,200 of unemployment payments tax-free. Those are the major differences. Everything else was pretty much the same in the bills. And after it passed, Nancy Pelosi said, "Today is a day of great progress and promise for the American people, as the Democratic Senate has passed President Biden's American Rescue Plan to save lives and livelihoods." Then she says the House now hopes to have a bipartisan vote on this life-saving legislation and urges Republicans to join us in recognition of devastating reality of this vicious virus and economic crisis and of the need for decisive action. Most likely, Republicans are not going to vote on this. This is going to have a House vote on Tuesday, March 9th, which is tomorrow. So hopefully that passes in the House with no problems, and then the president signs off on it. Also, Chuck Schumer said, "From the beginning, we said this. We had to pass the legislation. We made a promise to the American people that we were going to deliver the real relief they needed, and now we have fulfilled that promise." And then Schumer said, "Biden called him and told the president, I knew we would get this done." And of course, Mitch McConnell, not too happy about this, as he hasn't been happy with any type of stimulus. He said, "The Senate has never spent $2 trillion in a more haphazard or less rigorous way. Democrats inherited a tide that is already turning." And then the reason why there was a huge delay, if you weren't aware, there was a huge delay on why it didn't pass on Friday, mainly because of Democrat senator who kind of like he may be for the Republicans, but we're not sure. Joe Manchin from West Virginia. He is the one responsible for changing the unemployment, among a few other things, and delayed it for hours and hours. Here is a quick clip by Joe Manchin explaining why he delayed the process so much and decreased the unemployment by $100 per week.
On Friday, the Senate came to a chaotic standstill for nearly 12 hours as Republicans, Democrats, and President Biden frantically tried to win the support of West Virginia Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, who finally voted with his party after some modifications to the bill. And joining me now, the man who this week seemed to control all of Washington, D.C., Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Senator Manchin, thanks so much for joining us. So after changes that you pushed for, enhanced federal unemployment benefits now expire about a month earlier, and there's a new income cap for writing them off on your taxes. I have to say, you represent one of the lowest income states in the nation. Why were you fighting for less help for citizens during this cruel economic time?
Well, Jake, first let me just say it's always good to be with you, okay? And next of all I did was try to make sure that we were targeting where the help was needed. Right now, we're getting $300 to people who are unemployed by no fault of their own. I want that to continue seamlessly. I think that basically, if you look at all the things that we've done in targeting, how we help the families, how we help their children, with child tax credits, there was so much more that we were doing. We're giving more help to individuals than ever before. 300 was seamless. It continues on through the end of August if needed. And that's what we tried to do. When we put the cap on, Chuck, we've never given. This is the first time we've ever allowed for tax deduction from your unemployment benefits. And basically, to be fair for the people out there working all the time, paying their share of taxes, that was something we were concerned about also. So we limited it to $150,000. We capped it that anybody over $150,000 could not use that offset. Anybody below it that's struggling and working, more the middle class, is able to do that. That was a fair compromise. We worked through that and got it done.
I know you're doing the round of shows today, but just to remind you, I'm Jake, not Chuck. Your move forced the Senate to stay up all night voting after you spent the day on calls with Chuck Schumer, even President Biden. You were talking to Senator Portman on the other side. How much pressure were you under, and what did President Biden have to say to you?
Well, Jake, on that, President Biden and I have been friends. I have the utmost respect. I think he's the right person, the right place at the right time. Our conversations have always been cordial, and the only thing he's ever said, Joe, never go against your convictions.
Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Joe Manchin saying that he did the right thing by making it more targeted, helping out struggling families compared to families who are doing better off. Let me know what you think about that. Do you agree, disagree? In my opinion, an extra $100 per week may not seem like a lot to a politician, but to a family trying to feed their kids, as well as having multiple relatives living under one roof, $100 per week goes a very long way, especially during these hard times. Next, let's get into the stimulus check timeline, potential delivery dates, and all that. So, the bill passed in the Senate. It has to pass in the House now. The House is going to get back into session because technically they're on vacation, and they're going to vote on it tomorrow, Tuesday, March 9th. Now, there aren't any delays with this as there were in the Senate. The only people who I think would delay it would be the Democrat progressives. And fortunately, the progressives said that they're okay with it. So Progressive Caucus Chair Jayapal calls changes to stimulus bill relatively minor concessions, which most likely means they're going to go along with it. They were very staunchly for the minimum wage as well as a few other things, but it looks like they will go along with it. So it should pass tomorrow, March 9th. Then the president signs off on it Wednesday, March 10th, which would make this thing finally official after months and months of waiting. The president could sign off on it right away because he has access to the bill right now. It's not going to change in the House. Whatever passed in the Senate, he could be reading right now and be well prepared. This way he doesn't have to take any extra time. So hopefully he is making use of his time right now. And then, so direct deposits should be sent the week of March 17th. The reason why March 17th, Wednesday, if we looked at anything from the first stimulus check, second stimulus check, they're usually sent out midweek on a Wednesday. So the week of March 17th, it should be sent out a week from March 10th, which is a Wednesday. And then paper checks should be sent out March 24th. And then EIP cards should be sent out March 31st. Keep in mind with the second stimulus checks were sent out just 2 days after it was signed. So it may even be a little faster, but because the IRS is dealing with taxes now, they may be a little slower. Not sure. If there's any updates, I'll definitely keep you updated on what's going on. Just to give you an idea of the calendar. So the House is technically on vacation now, but it looks like the 17th is going to be the day that we should expect to get our first direct deposits, if not sooner, maybe later. As soon as I find out any new information, I'll let you know. Subscribe to the channel if you want the latest. Next, I'm going to play you a quick clip by President Biden talking about the passing of the stimulus. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments.
When we took office 45 days ago, I promised the American people that help was on the way. Today, I can say we've taken one more giant step forward in delivering on that promise that help is on the way. I want to start off by thanking the Vice President, but I want to thank all of the senators who worked so hard to reach a compromise, do the right thing for the American people during this crisis, and voted to pass the American Rescue Plan. It obviously wasn't easy. It wasn't always pretty, but it was so desperately needed, urgently needed. I also need to say a few words about the Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who I spoke with many times in this and again this morning. I served in the Senate, as you all know, for many years. I've never seen anyone work as skillfully, as ably, as patiently, with determination to deliver such a consequential piece of legislation that was so urgently needed as the American Rescue Plan. Chuck Schumer, Senator Chuck Schumer. When the country needed you most, you led, Chuck, and you delivered.
Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Melissa Keys asks, what's up with new updates? Senate just passed the bill. Are you okay? Are you alive? Yeah, this is the longest I've ever taken not giving videos. So I'm alive, I'm back. I apologize again for the break. Definitely want to give you the latest updates on a daily basis again. Ann Myers asks, if the stimulus checks do go out, will people with dependents get more than $1,400? No, you'll just get the regular $1,400, but it'll go to the person who claimed you as a dependent. Shemaya, yes is my first love. If I'm not claimed as a dependent by anyone anymore, will I receive a stimulus check? Yes, you will. Assuming you reach all of the income thresholds, you will receive that stimulus check. If you have any more questions, just type the word question, leave it down below. Next is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I'm going to tell them one thing they should do. Treat people equally. Because that you have to be nice to people. If you be nice to people, they will be nice to you. It will work. Try.
And if you want to keep the positive vibes going, feel in a better mood, and have an overall better day because of your mindset change, click this video over here to my Wise Vibes channel, and you'll feel so much better. With a better mindset, everything else in life changes. So click that video now, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comments below, how did I do in this video? I feel like I've been really dragging. Anyways, I'm gonna go collapse right now. Thank you for watching.